Good afternoon, it's 92.3 Nigeria Info, the 13th day in the month of May. Welcome to the sunny side and Eid Mubarak to all Muslim faithful. We got to start a conversation this afternoon with our constitution. The Constitution of Nigeria is the supreme law of the Federal Republic of the country, and Nigeria has had a series of constitutions. The current constitution that we're using right now was enacted on the 29th of May 1999, inaugurating the Nigerian Fourth Republic, and there's been 5 past constitutions. But there have also been many calls for an amendment of the constitution to reflect our present realities. But thankfully, the chairman, Senate Committee on Constitution Review, Senator Ovie Omoagege, has said that the much-awaited zonal public hearing on the review of the 1999 constitution will hold from May 26th to the 27th. So the question is, should there be an amendment of the 1999 Constitution, and what would you like removed or added in it? I'm Gabriella Anyanwu. Welcome to the sunny side.
Different ideologies,
different perspectives.
Share your views on the sunny side.
92.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Now, the chairman, Senate Committee on Constitution Review, Senator Ovie Omoagege, has said that the much-awaited zonal public hearing on the review of the 1999 Constitution would hold from May 26th to the 27th. And Omoagege, in a statement by his special advisor, said that the event would simultaneously hold across 12 state capitals with 2 public hearings per geopolitical zone. He also went on to add that the national public hearing is expected to hold in Abuja, and according to the statement, he made the remarks when he played host to members of the Legal Defense and Assistance Project in his office. Now, away from all of that, the main crux of the matter is the Senate has fixed zonal public hearings for a constitutional review. My question to you is, what would you like reflected in the Nigerian Constitution as amended? What would you like reflected? I'd like to know that. Now, the Senate Deputy President noted that Jos and Mina would host the public hearings in the North Central Geopolitical Zone. The Northeast and Northwest would hold in Bauchi and Gombe, as well as Kaduna and Sokoto. And similarly, that of Southeast would hold in Owerri and Enugu. Even as South and Southwest will be hosted in Port Harcourt and Asaba, as well as Akure and Lagos. Well, I've got with me on the show via telephone a constitutional lawyer, Barrister Ritchard Wokocha. Thank you so much for joining me on the show this afternoon.
Thank you, Gabriella. Good day, Nigerian.
Let's begin the conversation with the history of our constitution. What is the history of our constitution in Nigeria?
Well, we've had slightly long history. First, from expectedly as a colony that the country was, from constitutions made for us down to the point of independence and attempts we have made to review the constitution. I'd like to say that of all the efforts that have been made across the years, I think the 1946 constitution best represents what we should have. Beyond that, what we had on Independence Day was still much better than what we have at present. A constitution for a nation like Nigeria ought to be one that shows a federal structure. You have people who have nothing in common brought together, different entities, different states, as they existed in the pre-colonial times, different sovereign entities brought together, people with different ways of life, different cultures, different religions, and all that. The best they can do in a modern statehood is to guarantee their ability to remain with their lifestyles and with their cultures without prejudicing the national existence, the existence of the collective entity that is the sovereign state. So we should be a federation, and we were a better federation in 1946 Constitution. We had a better federative structure there than we have today. And even by the 1960 Constitution, we still had something better than what we have today. All over the world, federations are determined by the level of autonomy that is exercised by the federating unit. And the central thing there is fiscal autonomy. If a unit does not have the power to generate its income, to utilize resources that are available within its territory to generate incomes, and the power to utilize the income generated in development programs that it has designed for itself, then it's not, you're not running a federation. So what we have had all this while is a centripetal system where the colonial master understandably gathered all resources to the center in order to transfer it to his mother country, which is the business of colonialism. And at the end of colonialism, we have been unable to restructure our constitution to reflect an independent sovereign nation that is seeking to develop itself. So we have maintained this centripetal system where all resources move to the center, and then the center hands out to us in a food is ready manner what we have to eat for the month. That is not done anywhere in the world. So we have had a history that has been replete with motions without movement, because with all the constitutional amendment efforts we have made, all the constitutional conferences we have held since independence, we have failed to do the needful. We have failed to do that which will transform us into a nation. We didn't have quarrels in the First Republic because we had a structure that was closer to a proper federalism. No region had time for the other. You did not hear of quarrels of marginalization. Every region was busy with whatever economic activity over which it had comparative advantage. The North majored in agricultural things that they had the environment for. The Southwest majored in those they had environment for cocoa, and there was market for it all over the world. And the Eastern region majored in palm oil and every other thing that was available to it. That is how federations run all over the world. No region was quarreling with the other region. No region was talking of marginalization and all that. So we have made a lot of motions without movement. Let us hope that the next thing we do is to move from where we are to where we should be. And that is transforming the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria as amended into a federal constitution that guarantees a federal existence in which federating units can exist without the heat that we have now, and in which they can do more consistent with their own development ideas and plans for their people.
So what are some of the things that you would like reflected in the federal constitution if we were to, consider that right now?
Finance is the main thing. What is Mines and Minerals doing in the exclusive legislative list? Things relating to exploitation of natural resources have no business being on the exclusive list. The federal government should concern itself with developing standards and rules for safe operation of those sectors. The exploitation proper should be done by the regions, or authorization for exploitation should be done by regions, subject to the safety rules provided by the central government. So it should be on concurrent list. A lot of other things that are on the exclusive legislative list have not be there. They should be in the concurrent list, where the federation can invest if they want, and the state should have the liberty to invest and direct their investments in the area. What should concern the federal government is the guarantee that approved tax will be paid. In the First Republic, it was 50%. Regions were responsible for exploitation of resources within their areas, and 50% tax was paid to the central government, with which the central government was maintained. That is what the United States does. Have you ever heard of equivalent of NNPC in the United States of America? And yet it's a major oil country. But you don't hear of a state-owned facility controlling the entire oil. The private sector does what it does and pays tax. States control exploitation within their region, subject to environmental and safety rules made by the federal government, in the United States of America. Why can't we emulate what is done in other federations all over the world? So all those items that translate to strangulating the state, like even stamp duty, should be on concurrent list and not on exclusive list. Mines and minerals. marine and all such items should be back on the concurrent list. The states should be able to utilize those things and generate income to develop themselves. So if we go back to 1960 list, what we had on the 1960 Constitution, if we go back to the list there, the exclusive list and the concurrent list, you will find that it is completely different from what we have today. The minimum we can do, if we can move to 1946 structure, move to 1960 structure. And the regions or the federating states will be able to live their lives without mutual suspicion and fighting over irrelevant things.
All right, we're going to have to take a very short break now, and when we return, the conversation continues, and would also like that you join the conversation as well. The phone lines will be open then. But don't go, we'll take a quick break.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001
Ideologies.
Different perspectives.
Share your views on the sunny side.
92.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Welcome back to the show. It's the sunny side on 92.3 Nigeria. In for the conversation on this hour is about the Constitution review. The Senate has fixed zonal public hearings for May 26th and 27th. And this was as stated by the Chairman, Senate Committee on Constitution Review, Senator Ovi Omwagege. He said that the much-awaited zonal public hearing on the review of the 1999 Constitution will hold on the 26th and 27th of this month. And so the question is, what would you like reflected in the Nigerian Constitution? Joining me via telephone is Barrister Ritchard Wokocha. He's a constitutional lawyer, and we've been having conversations about this. Thank you so much for sticking around with me, Barrister.
Thank you, Gabriella.
All right, so final question before we open the phone lines to take calls. What should Nigerians look forward to in the coming months as regards the Constitution? Now this is going to happen on the 26th and 27th. We're hoping that, you know, we get some positive news out of that meeting at the zonal level. What should Nigerians be looking forward to?
They should look forward to action that ends the heat that we are experiencing in the country now, arising from the wrong structure we are operating. They should look forward to a no-holds-barred discussion in which all items can be on the table, in which we will come up with ideas that will constitute solutions to the problems that we have. Not just addressing the problems we have alone, but that should be able to create the environment that will enable us get to where we want to be. Which is different from just solving the existing problems. We must think beyond the primordial politics that informs regional positions in this matter. There is no region in Nigeria that is not comfortable.
Your time. Do have yourself a lovely afternoon.
Thank you.
Now is the time you get to join the conversation. I'd like to hear from you. What would you like reflected in the Nigerian Constitution as amended? Do you want, like the barrister said earlier, a complete overhaul wherein we have a federal constitution? Or would you want some amendments here and there in the present constitution that we are upholding? That is the 1999 Constitution as amended. The phone lines are open, so let's talk. 0817-923-0002 or 0817-923-0003. You can also call 0817-923-0007, and the female line is 0817-923-0009. On WhatsApp, it's 0809-030-6416. We're streaming live on Twitter and on Facebook. On Twitter, it's at Nigeria Info PH. You can join in live and drop your thoughts on Facebook as well at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Gabriella.
Good afternoon.
A friend of our station, Barr, Wokocha. Good afternoon.
He's not here, but
my name is Gabriella Mike, and I'm calling from Port Harcourt here. We have heard it all from the legal luminaries. You see, this food is threaded type of situation we are operating in Nigeria will soon sink Nigeria into limbo. You have heard it from him. To me, what I want us to do is let the federal government be less attractive. If the federal government is less attractive, all these problems will not be there anymore. Let the state provide what will generate what will make the state to be developed. If we continue to put everything in the federal government, then we will not come out of it. We will surely not come out of it. In fact, the legal luminary has taken less than 8 minutes to summarize the problem of Nigeria. Let us do it the way he has presented it. My name is Cody Mike.
Cody Mike, thank you very much for your thoughts. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Go ahead.
What I want to ask, people keep talking about constitution being the problem of Nigeria. Then Solomon La, that is Jack Conde, some of the media, them that we ruled respective states, they provided transport for the people, they provided housing for the people, they provided good education, security, public toilets that were free of charge. What is different now? Let us not chase shadows. If this present crop of politicians make a constitution for our country, we are all doomed. That's just a fact. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Good afternoon.
Thank you. This is Mr. Zion from Port Harcourt.
Talk to me.
Indeed, the constitution of Nigeria is not the problem. It's not the problem. The kind of political leaders and the kind of political followers we have are the problem. And this is the truth they don't want to tell themselves. Look at the constitutional amendments we started from 1914, reflected in all the years, preferably every 10, 15, 20 years, we are amending the constitution till now we have the 99th constitution. Even as amended, which means the constitution embraced a new era, a millennium constitution. 1999, year 2000, Y2K. It's not the constitution. Study the constitution carefully. No provision of that constitution violated any tribe or group of people. Rather, it protects everybody. For the kind of people that handled the constitution, we are not educated enough to interpret the constitution to the people. And we become just like the constitution is a problem. Just like, oh, can you drive? Yes, okay, take this car. And you know you cannot drive. What will happen? You will crash that car. Or you will burn the clutch. What must happen? So let us for once tell ourselves the truth and stop blaming people. The kind of people we are not good enough for this constitution. The constitution is bigger than us, and we are bastardizing. So any organization or group that have been elected or nominated to discuss the Nigerian constitution, this is all a propaganda. They just want to go and shop more money or eat more money.
All right.
Because that is what they feel they can do. So they should leave this constitution alone. If they cannot handle it, hand it over to people like Mr. Zion and his rest or his kind that can handle the constitution very well and interpret it to the people.
All right, Mr. Zion.
Mr. Zion.
All right. Good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Chike Daniel Enogeto Saka.
Go ahead.
Yes. If I understand what the analyst was saying, I think the center point is resource control. Now,
Oh my, please call back. I apologize for that. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Gabriella.
Good afternoon.
I'm still trying to check something. The last time Americans amended their constitution. So I'm not saying right now. What I'm saying is 17 something, when you and I were not here, but it's still following. But what do we have right now? We have a constitution that was made in 1999. And when we were in school, we were told source of our laws. At times, you have the Supreme Court judgment becomes part of our law. So, of course, now you have Supreme Court judgment that are not being obeyed by a set of people because they think that it's not comfortable. It said the American Constitution was amended 27 times. And the last time, I think since 1789, just 27 times. I think the last time was in Nigeria, 15 December 1791. Till now, they are still working with their constitution because they obey laws. If we like, let's go to America and add Britain and even add France and Germany, put the constitution together and bring it here and take this our own to America. You see America developing, wow, their own will be failing us.
So you feel like the problem is not the constitution itself, but the fact that you do not obey laws?
All. It's we. It's the people who are the ends of affairs now, who now see themselves as Lord. That's those things. Now tell the state governor in the South here, they get the 50% reservation. Can you tell me one thing your own Delta state governor has done with the 30% reservation? Have you seen one thing that this one here has done with 30% reservation? Let's stop deceiving ourselves for goodness sake. The constitution is not the problem. It's we, the government of we, and we, the people, that's the problem, not the constitution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, the very distinguished Gabriella. How are you doing this afternoon?
Very well. Talk to me.
Yes, I remember calling from a check. Distinguished Gabriella, if this constitution is being amended, we need to begin to implement it first. Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
We need to begin to implement it first. Then, if you maybe I will go by your question. What do I like to, chip in? I think for me, I want a situation, since we are going by prayer now, at the end of the month, as the governors are coming and the president, as they are taking their security vote, money will not be involved. They should give them a list of prayer points in which that will help us, in fighting security, as far as security vote is concerned. I think that is what I want. Just want to make common sense. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for sharing. On Facebook, we have some messages. Emeka Elvis says, we need restructuring. Peter Ifale says, we don't fix a building that was built on a faulty foundation by adding beautiful bricks on top. So we need a civilized, democratic constitution, not patching worn out clothes with new ones. Thank you very much for that, Peter. On WhatsApp now, we've got some messages as well. But let's get to the phone lines. Good afternoon. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. This is again,
Go ahead.
Yeah. I believe those that are saying that the constitution is not the problem, they got it right to an extent and got it wrong to a large extent. Every one of us, those that are adults, if we were not there, we heard that there was a time Nigeria was after independence. When the regions, what constitution did they use that time? It's not what we are having now. The very constitution that we are using now is what led to the present political leaders doing what they are doing. The constitution congested everything at the center, that there is no competition within the region. Every governor holds his hand waiting for allocation. Tell me, which governor tries to generate a sense of how to generate money? None of them. And whoever that does not think of how to generate money, don't think of how to spend it well. The constitution is the problem we have. If they bring the constitution they use after independence, Nigeria will work. It's because at the center, if something happens in my in my local government, I do not look at the local government chairman. I look at the center where all powers are concentrated. That's why nobody blames the governor. Everybody look at the center where all powers are concentrated. Constitution is our problem. Let there be competition among the regions, among the states. You see Nigeria moving forward. That's when the best friends will appreciated. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for your thoughts. We've got 11 minutes on the clock. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon, Gabriella.
Good afternoon.
Yes. They say a bad workman always quarrel with his tool. Let me ask. People talk about structure and restructuring. I've asked this question and nobody has seems to come up with an answer. The biggest structures and laws that we know in life is the creation of God. They say when God finished creating the world, everything was good. And he gave us a simple commandment on how we're going to go about this life. Is humanity not still complaining? And anybody also fault the structure of God or his laws? Is humanity not complaining? When somebody doesn't know how to do something, you begin to shift responsibility. The constitution is never the problem. Man is always the problem. Even in the creation of God, you can agree with me. So nobody should come and talk about the issue of constitution being a problem. If we behave well as a people, it's not constitution that controls you. It is you. You ask the other countries that things are moving well. It's the behavior of the people. It's not the law that is controlling. It's the people that are controlling their constitution because they have come to a level of consciousness to know how to do the right thing at the right time, and not constitution. Please let us increase our consciousness of the way we live our life. Because even indeed, like I said, the one God gave us, we are still complaining. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for your thoughts on WhatsApp. Now, this says, good afternoon. I want a retirement age of 60 to reflect in the Constitution. No defection should be allowed to any individual more than once in 8 years. INEC should be independent and its leaders be elected. No pension should be given to any ex-public holder after leaving office. Everybody should be given equal rights to business, especially in the cement industry, to create competition and regulate price. Lastly, a referendum should reflect in the Constitution. That's from Architect Hygienist from Elelewa. Good afternoon. My name is Love from Alakahia. That Constitution should be thrown away. It should be destroyed. We need a new one. The Constitution is the problem and we need restructuring, Love says. Using the analogy of a vehicle, Austin says, if a car is faulty to the point of hampering its movement, no matter of expertise as a driver will make you move as expected. Our Constitution is an aberration of true federalism. It takes one to read it to come to that understanding. Wokocha Odinaka says, I will propose for a new constitution where local government will have their full autonomy with its election conducted by INEC. Again, a creation of state police and review of revenue sharing formula where every state manages its resources and 50% is remitted to the center, as well as the recognition of traditional rulers with its absolute powers given to them. All right. Obina, still on WhatsApp, says, federal structure and governance, power devolution. The federal government having so much power, making the state and local government to be less active. There should be devolution of power among the federal, state, and local governments, he says. And Ofonime Mbang says, good afternoon, Gabriella. Constitution in Nigeria is a problem. The Constitution should reflect the earnest aspirations of the federating units. A Constitution that allows for fairness, justice, and even development of every region on its own pace. I strongly believe that Nigerian Constitution needs restructuring. Again, implementation of the Constitution must be keenly followed. Let's get back to the phone lines. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Thank you. My name is Nathaniel.
Go ahead.
For me, I think it's just a waste of time and money, because I know these people that are coming up for this constitutional review, they don't really mean well for Nigeria. Now, how many times have we done this in how many years now? It has not really worked. People don't really know anything about the constitution, anything about doing anything good to the people. Now, we're complaining that the constitution is a problem, and many persons are arguing against it. I think, for me, the basic problem we have in Nigeria is the constitution. Because the constitution itself, so many experts have said it. Even the man that left your city just now actually said it, that the constitution of Nigeria is faulty. And that is the truth, because the constitution is like a law that is guiding us. The way they put it is the way the people follow it. Now, imagine a constitution that does not give autonomy to local government, a constitution that does not give autonomy to the judiciary, it does not give autonomy to the legislature, especially in the state level. What kind of constitution is that? A constitution that will want a particular region to continue to feeding the whole nation. I mean, it's a faulty constitution. And
Thank you for sharing. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, calling from Rivers, Community Elizabeth.
You're my final caller. Go ahead.
Yeah, it is my pleasure to say our leaders are the ones going against the Constitution, are the ones infringing the Constitution, are the ones are giving, that are giving different mindsets and opinions to the public, to the mass. Because, for example, when they are indicted, they don't obey the Constitution. And the Constitution is supreme. The Constitution is the only authority that we have. And now the leaders are not obeying. But the less privileged people, for example, a ordinary thief is moving on the muka, is moving on the street. If he violated the Constitution, that person is being arrested and prosecuted. But when the leaders themselves will violate, nothing will happen to them. So, calling for restructuring the Constitution or all that, I think it's not necessary. But let us manage the existing one. Because even if we go to UK, we go to US to bring the best Constitution of that side, I think we will still be looking down on it. So the best thing to do, to uphold on the existing one we have already stopped. So that is my own contribution.
All right, thank you very much. On that note, we get to wrap the conversation up with some messages in Facebook. Okporo says, we need a constitution that reflects true federalism, whereby the federating states harness their natural resources and pays revenue to the central. And final message is from Francis Ogochukwu, who says the constitution is a problem because that's what guides the country. All right, we can't take any more messages, sadly. Apologize if I did not take your message. We're out of time because at 1 o'clock over time for the news update. And right after, we'll be jumping into another interesting conversation. So yesterday, I came across a story in the news. According to reports, this would interest you, especially the men. I really would like to know what you think about this. I really would. I came across in the news that a certain country in Africa is looking to allow for women to marry more than one husband. Yes, we'll look into that story. And then I'm going to be asking, do you think women in Nigeria should be allowed to marry more than one husband? We'll have the conversation after the news update at 1. Don't go away.